time, I'd like to turn the podium over to John Stropke, Chairman and CEO of Lincoln Electric. Before I do, I want to acknowledge and recognize John as the originator of this project. John would often point to the flagpole outside his office on those nice winter days when the wind is howling and the snow is falling sideways. He would always insist we should build a wind machine. And all of us engineers would run back and run the numbers, and we would say we couldn't make it work. Anyone that knows John's persistence, though, knows he usually gets his way. So eventually, Seth saw an opportunity to make the project work by partnering with Genesis, benefiting from available grant money, and building a large enough turbine to justify the cost of the site work to install it. True to his vision, John got behind that investment and enabled the tower to become a reality. John?
Good morning. Thanks everybody for coming out and helping us to celebrate this very special day. It's a great day to be out of or away from the office, so at least we picked a beautiful day for the celebration. I just have a few points to make or reinforce that George already touched on. The first being, I think we need to thank Mother Nature for locating us so close to the lake in an area that has sufficient and consistent wind that really allowed this project to become viable from a return on investment standpoint. We didn't do this because it's a landmark to our campus or to our city. We did it because it's a great investment. Now this wind tower has been operating for 51 days continuously. Today you'll notice that it's not operating. For that, we also need to thank Mother Nature. We had a storm over the weekend. We had a technical problem, but we're confident that we'll have the wind tower operational here shortly. But I will say to our friends from Genesis who are joining us today, we make great welders, and everybody in this room should know that. Occasionally our welders fail. But we're always on the watch to be sure that we get our customers back in operation very quickly. And you have a full room of visitors, neighbors, and Lincoln employees who are going to watch to be sure that we get the same performance out of your service organization as we expect and our customers expect from ours. Next, I'd like to recognize our board of directors. We have a very strong and independent board of directors. And I can tell you that they continuously challenge and encourage us to make long-term strategic investments in our business. Many companies are run by the quarter. We're not run by the quarter. We're run by the decade and the century. And that's a very unusual and unique position to be in as a manager of a public company. But I think that our thoughts that our board has had recognizes that that strategy has paid off for us for a very, very long time. I'll also tell you that our board of directors is deeply committed to Lincoln being a good neighbor and being sure that we help to protect the environments in all the locations that we do business around the world. Today we operate 43 manufacturing facilities in 19 different countries. And our commitment to the environment and improving and protecting the environment is not just here in Euclid or Northeast Ohio, it's in all of the places that we do business all around the world. Now, many of you may have read this, but I'm going to share it with those who have not. But there was a great editorial or article written in the Plain Dealer just a few weeks ago about this wind tower. And I'm just going to share parts of that with you because I think it really captures something that's very unique about our company and the investment that we made. Lincoln Electric's giant wind tower in Euclid is a source of fascination for many, and it can be seen as a sign of hope for the region. Perhaps the quirkiest of my unusual quirky set of friends gets emotionally involved with all sorts of stuff. It sometimes makes her smile and gives her reason for hope. There's a fair chance she's going to fall for something approximately love. Her newest love interest is the Lincoln Electric wind tower. She calls the massive edifice, which hovers over the Euclid plant, her boyfriend. Now, I've not fallen for the wind tower in the same fashion, but it does give me reason for optimism. It stands as a powerful and very visible symbol of a local community that remains bullish on Cleveland, its people, and its resources. I know nothing about the mechanics, the science, the fiscal feasibility of harvesting wind energy on the North Coast, but the turbines strike me as more of an imposing monument. It strikes me as a strong statement about Lincoln Electric's view of itself, its role in the region, and its plans for the future prosperity. Just as importantly, it strikes me as a public statement, intended or not, of creative private investment, which is most tangible form of corporate leadership. The region starves for more of this form of industrial affirmation. Now, George talked about the group of people who helped to make this project successful. Obviously, Seth and Dave, who were presented with the plaque, and he listed a number of other people, some of which we'll have the opportunity to meet during the course of this presentation. But for those of you who toured our facilities today or have had the opportunity to tour in the past, you notice that when you walk into our main facility, we have embedded in our main lobby a phrase that was coined by J.F. Lincoln many, many years ago. That phrase is, "The actual is limited, but the possible is immense." And I would say to this team who put this project together, they surely have exemplified and demonstrated this belief as a result of bringing this project forward. Also, Lincoln Electric has always believed that its employees are its most valuable assets. Our workforce here in Northeast Ohio is one of the most talented, hardworking, and energetic any company has ever been blessed with. And they live up to that belief every day. Their constant focus and effort to improve the quality of our products, increase our overall productivity, and develop new designs which advance our industry-leading technology has helped to make and to keep Lincoln Electric the world's largest manufacturer of welding products. Today, because of their hard work and ethics and efforts, Lincoln, Northeast Ohio, and Lincoln globally is truly the welding capital of the world, and all of the employees here have made it so. Then lastly, as George did, I'd like to just be sure to recognize a few of the elected officials and representatives who are represented here or present here today who really helped to make this project come together. First off, current Governor John Kasich and former Governor John Strickland, who was very active in the project. Our senators, Senator Sherrod Brown, George Voinovich, and current Senator Rob Portman, Congressman Steve Lott-Torat, Cuyahoga County Executive Ed Fitzgerald, and the members of the County Council. Obviously, the Ohio Department of Development, our most local representative, Mayor Bill Cervenek, and the council members and all of his staff that are here, and lastly, State Representative Kenny Youth. And I think this is, again, is a great testimonial to how private business and government resources can come together in a very cooperative way to create something very, very special for the community and for the people within the community and the employees within the company. So again, thank you all very, very much for coming to visit with us today.